Alright guys, you really need to start believing in me more often, alright? Because I predicted, not me personally, but like a lot of people, okay, I'm not going to take all the clout for this, that the iPod Touch 7th generation was coming, right? I made tons of renders, I made so many things, I got so many comments, man. You're just making this up. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're just doing this. Bro, I told you so many times, I'm like, Apple's probably going to drop it. And if you guys even remember, I mentioned a long time ago, like Apple's probably going to drop a lot of products in 2019 to make up for lost revenue of 2018. They were kind of taking a little conservative route. They were trying to play it safe. It kind of backfired. This year, they're going to go all out, drop as many products as they can. And this week, okay, we've already gotten new iPads. We've already gotten refreshed iMacs today. And tomorrow, Mac Rumors is predicting, as well as a lot of other people, they're saying that tomorrow on Wednesday, okay, they're going to drop the iPod Touch 7th generation, okay? Now, out of all the iPods I just had, this one is the 6th generation. And if you watched my renders before, I'll probably put some up right now. You saw that I kind of did the iPhone 10 route, okay? I made it look really different. And that's honestly, at a time, what I thought it was going to look like. But as of this point, I'm pretty sure the iPod Touch 7th generation is going to look just like the iPod Touch 6th generation. It's going to be an internal refresh. And the main reason that I say that is because the iPads that were just released kept Touch ID. They kept the same exact body. The iPad Air 3 takes the same iPad Pro 10.5 inch of 2017, took that same body, replicated it, and I'm pretty sure Apple is going to do the same thing with the iPod Touch 7th generation. It makes absolutely no sense for them to remove Touch ID, put Face ID in it. Before, I thought that, but because the iPads, and I even said this before, I was like, depending on how the iPads are released and depending on what they look like, most probably the iPods and the new iPhone SE could potentially look like and replicate what the iPads look like. If the iPads have home buttons, most likely the iPhone SE new one and the iPod Touch 7th generation will most likely keep their older design for the most part. Now, price-wise for the iPod Touch 7th generation, I think it's going to be around $249 for the 64 gig variant and then $299 for the 256 gig variant. Now, they could drop it down to $128, but I really think they're going to go all out, put the 256 gig in it. And the reason I say that is because if they release the iPod Touch 7th Gen the same price as the iPad 9.7 inch, which is $329, that's going to be conflicting to a lot of people. They're like, why would I buy an iPod? Why can't I just buy an iPad? You know, I'm getting more for less or whatever. So that's why I think they're going to price this iPod Touch less than $300. So that's a big deal right there. I think, you know, it's not extremely expensive, but for those who want a brand new iPod, at least you have this choice. Now, in terms of the internals, the iPod Touch 6th Gen almost dropped it. It had the Apple A8 chip, and it pretty much had the same exact specifications as an iPhone 6. So in reality, for me to say that the iPod Touch 7th Gen is going to be released with like iPhone XS specs, that's probably not the case. In all honesty, I could see this device being released with the Apple A10 chip, which is the same one as the iPhone 7, which I have right here. And I'll be honest, man, the iPhone 7 is a very, very awesome phone, okay? I've used its older brother, which was the iPhone 7 Plus. I loved it a lot. And what I can tell you is I most likely see it being released with the Apple A10 chip, then the Apple A11. And I think this is kind of good news too, because if Apple releases it with the Apple A10 chip, that means that both the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, I just dropped the iPhone 8. That the iPhone 7 will actually last as long in terms of software as the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, because if people are buying the iPod Touch 7th generation, that means that they're expecting a certain amount of years of support out of it in terms of software. And we saw that the iPod Touch 6th Gen, you know, it's definitely going to be stopped at iOS 12. We saw it got a lot more years of support than I initially thought. I didn't think it was going to get that many, honestly. So I could see the iPod Touch 6th Gen lasting as long as the iPhone 7 and potentially the iPhone 8 as well. And in terms of the camera, I definitely think it's going to upgrade to the 12 megapixel sensor. You'll probably be able to shoot 4K videos on it. It's definitely going to be a single sensor and it's going to stay in the same body, so I don't see how they're going to put a dual camera sensor on it for sure, but I think that's going to be a huge upgrade. Right now it has 8 megapixels, so that's going to be a pretty big upgrade in and of itself. And here's the crazier thing. Most probably they're going to put wireless charging on the iPod Touch 7th Gen, which is awesome. This device didn't have it. They're definitely going to put Touch ID on the front as well. But with wireless charging, you know, if they release this thing tomorrow, that means most probably they're going to release, I've heard rumors that they're going to release a product every single day this weekday. So Wednesday is going to be this device. On Thursday and Friday, they're apparently going to be dropping AirPower and AirPods 2, which is going to be ridiculous. So most probably they are going to put wireless charging on their iPod Touch in order to sell more AirPower devices. And they're probably, honestly, I could see them releasing AirPower this week as well as AirPods too. But they'll probably save it for the event next month. Even though it's supposed to be a software event, I think they're going to be dropping something. I don't know. And I don't think we're going to be getting crazy features like Force Touch or anything on these. I think it's going to be all haptic feedback. Like overall, I'm super excited. Whether they release it tomorrow or next week or WWDC, it's coming very, very soon. We've already seen iOS 12.2 code about it. It only makes sense for them to release it now. sooner than later. So man, I'm super excited for it. I'm definitely going to be picking it up, comparing it against all these iPods that I have here. I'll probably get all the other ones too. I think I've owned all of them, I don't remember. But that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or you're super excited, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, till then.